Good morning, good morning. Hopefully the mic is coming through clear. So just starting off in the parking lot of the hotel, headed towards Revelstoke, BC. I'm going to stop in between in Lake Louise, Golden, BC, and from there we'll see what happens. Just warming up the bike. So yeah, it was a bit of a challenge trying to pack everything, organizing everything upstairs in the hotel, and finally got it done. I still don't like it too much. Oh geez, where is this? Nowhere. Alright, slippery parking lot. Not the best start. It said exit the other way and I went the other way, so this is the end of the parking lot. Okay, so yeah, I should have gone that way. So starting off, very excited, and it should be a fun trip, and looking forward to it. Been planning it for years now, as I said earlier, so you know, should be fun. So what's going to happen here, guys? How the hell does this open? Okay, let's see if this works now. There's this little pipe, or kind of this. No, doesn't work. How do you get out of here? Man, this is stupid. Gotta get through it before it closes. Whoa. That was steep. Jeez, man. Okay, I'm just gonna go and return the card to the hotel. I don't like to accumulate cards, waste plastic, so okay. It's a bright sunny day in Calgary. It's supposed to be an extremely hot day, which is very uncharacteristic of this time of the year, because this time of the year it should be like raining, and maybe not raining, it should be cooler, like probably in the teens, but right now the temperature is like, bike is showing 17 plus, but today is supposed to be a 30 degree scorcher here in Calgary, which they call a scorcher because it's Canada, and it's supposed to feel like, I think, 33 or 34 degrees, which is hot, so by Canadian standards. And motorcycle, of course, that's pretty warm. You get sweaty in a suit like this. I mean, if you're riding around in t-shirts, it's a very different experience. But since you're on a motorcycle with this heavy jacket and this wind protection that you have, not much respite. So yeah, so I'm supposed to go there, TransCanada Highway, which basically goes all across Canada. So this is the Calgary kind of part of it. So Calgary to Revelstoke eventually. I think it ends in Vancouver. I'm not sure if it's kind of, yeah, this TransCanada as well over there. So it ends over there, but I'm only going to go from Calgary via Banff, Lake Louise, Golden, BC to Revelstoke.
As you head out of Calgary, you are greeted by wide open spaces, a lot of prairie, flatlands all around you, and yet you can see the mountains in the distance welcoming you. It's a fairly kind of a nice ride to get to the mountains, little up and down, kind of rolling hills kind of feeling, and then you start heading closer into the mountains and you see them getting bigger and looming larger in front of you, and the scene is quite awe-inspiring as you go deeper and deeper into this wall of mountains that you can see from a distance in Calgary on any given day. As you move along, you cross many of these tunnels, which are basically wildlife crossings. So the wildlife can kind of like go from one side of the highway to the other side of the highway. It's a very convenient solution that works really well. And there was a lot of construction happening. There's always construction happening on these roads, just given how harsh the winters are, and the changes in temperatures are quite severe depending on the season. Like when I was riding on this day, it was kind of early September, and the temperatures were like, I want to say, for that day it edged up to about 30 degrees, and then of course in the evenings it cools down. It can go down to like 7-8 degrees, so there's a lot of variation in temperatures. What I found really interesting was the very clear distinction, or the line that you can see between the bare mountaintops and the green forested areas. You can clearly see the kind of like the tree line edging up the slope of the mountain, and then after a certain point it just stops. And in the winter, of course, those parts are very visible because they were covered in white snow. So it's quite an eye-catching kind of contrast when you see it in the winter. It's still pretty amazing even as you're going through this, riding through this area, even in the summer. But in the winter you get that little bit of extra pop which comes from the snow being on the peaks. Just the very, very high mountains in and around, I would say, the Banff area, and then Lake Louise-ish, where you actually get to see some really high peaks, and just the tops had like some kind of more like glacial kind of snow on it, so it wasn't really like any white tops. But nevertheless, it's a beautiful sight to see, no matter what time of the year you're going.
Okay. The moment of truth. We are now headed out to Lake Louise-ish. Let's see how it goes. I'm gonna move this glove for now. Okay. This guy needs to be started. Connected to my phone. Okay. So this is Canmore, beautiful Canmore, and just stopped at the coffee shop for a quick bite. Getting a little sleepy, so I just thought I'd get some good quality coffee. I've been here before to Eclipse coffee shop, and Very good quality coffee, and they do a great job.
So yeah, now I'm going to get back on the highway, Highway 1, which is TransCanada Highway, and find my way to Lake Louise. Look at those mountains, wow. The tops are all bare, but the forest the tree line, you can see the tree line very clearly. Same thing on this side. That's crazy mountains. Very, very impressive. Very impressive.
Okay, just stopped over for some adjustments to the camera's equipment, and there you go. All good. Let's get this party started.
So this stretch of highway between Banff and Lake Louise is quite nice. It's very impressive. You've got these big mountains all around you, and it's definitely a more beautiful part of the highway. It's a little bit boring because the road is so good and it's so wide that you don't feel much. You can go at 120 kilometers per hour and you really don't, there's no thrill over here. What I would highly recommend is that there is a road right next to this which runs parallel all the way from Calgary actually. But if you get on it, let's say somewhere near Banff, and then you eventually head towards Lake Louise on that highway, you'll find it's a lot more exciting. It's called Highway 1A and also known as the Old Banff Road. So if you have time, try and get on that highway, and it's highly recommended. I've been on it a couple of times before this in a car, and it's very scenic, lots of twists and turns, and it's more intimate from that point of view. Check out those mountains right in front of me. Beautiful, beautiful peaks. This amazing kind of like green water right next to me, which is the Bow River, which stretches all the way from Calgary up to here and beyond. Crossed a lot of motorcyclists on the way, and this guy was on a KTM 1290, I think, or maybe it's a smaller one, I'm not sure, but crossed him a few times, and all the way till Lake Louise. And of course met lots of different bikers all along the way, had really interesting conversations with them, and sharing our experiences and where we were headed and what we expected to find on the way. So finally arrived at the exit for Lake Louise, and this is where my kind of like companion, the KTM guy, kind of like went about his own way. I guess he was headed to Revelstoke or maybe somewhere else. So I just decided to take a little exit over here to Lake Louise and see if I could go and explore the moraine lakes. So if you're heading towards Revelstoke and you get off the highway, Lake Louise would be to your left. So you take a left turn and head towards the small little town at the start, and you're greeted by these beautiful mountains right in front of you, and you can see a little glacier or a kind of ice pack in between the mountains to the right. That's exactly where Lake Louise is kind of nestled. So when you cross the bridge, the road starts to climb up and up and up, and it winds up all the way till you get to Lake Louise. So it's quite beautiful, and there's always construction happening over here, I feel, but nevertheless it's quite beautiful all around.
Oh, look at that. So pretty. Ooh, finally a mountain with snow on it. Why is this guy going so slow? They keep making and building this road. I don't know what they're doing with it. It's always under construction. It never seems finished. So that mountain over there is a proper peak. You know, that's like a this road goes to Moraine Lake. Lake Louise is straight, Moraine Lake is left. No bike? Oh man. Oh sheesh. Yeah, then it's no use. Just gotta go back then. I was so looking forward to driving up to the Moraine Lake. Now you gotta go and bullshit, yeah. I mean, if you want to go, you gotta get the shuttle which goes there. No U-turn. That's a nice little place. Nice huts. Oh, so pretty. You could book something like this. This place is called Yellowstone National Park, Canada. Now we just crossed into BC. So this was the crossing to get to BC. And this was the border, I would say, on the crossing. The border to get to BC. So
The BC border.
So we're entering Glacier National Park of Canada. Maybe see if I can find that damn thing.
Glacier National Park in Canada is located between Golden and Revelstoke in British Columbia, and you have to kind of like go over Logan Pass to kind of get there. And over here in this particular location, the mountains are quite steep and quite high around you, so there's a series of tunnels that you kind of like have to go through, like this one, to kind of eventually get down to Revelstoke.
Nice room break. Oh, look at this place, man. Look at those mountains there. Beautiful. It doesn't get better than this. Glacier up there. Pretty big one. This is Alberta Pass. Alberta Pass is like the, it's 1,330 meters, so it's like a high point here between Revelstoke and Golden. I mean, it's nice. It's fun. Look at that mountain there. So interestingly, there's a cop ahead of me, and he was just waiting for people because it was 70 back there, and there was a biker who was coming across from the other side, and he signaled to me that there was a cop there. So then I immediately recognized that, so I need to be careful over here.
As I was talking about the cop car being right in front of me, this guy over here decides to overtake me at high speed. I tried to warn him, but of course he didn't understand. And then he decides to continue to speed and kind of like overtake a cop in front of him. Of course the cop car was unmarked, and of course guess what happened? That's an expensive ticket.
So I just checked into the hotel in Revelstoke and done with, parked the motorcycle, checked in, moved all the stuff upstairs, and now I'm just taking a stroll because I've been sitting on the bike for like 6 hours. So it's good to take a break, and that's what I'm doing. So this is Revelstoke, you know. So if I just kind of tilt this direction, there's mountains around. So I'm just headed towards downtown and maybe grab something to eat because I haven't eaten anything all day. I mean, other than breakfast. So yeah, it's gonna be hot day. So plans tomorrow. Plans tomorrow is head out early in the morning and kind of like head towards Banff and then Canmore, and from Canmore head south over the Highwood Pass. This car go by, and then from over the Highwood Pass down to Pincher Creek. Pincher Creek, and Pincher Creek is in Alberta. Spend the night in Pincher Creek and then drive south over the US border, across the US border, over into the US Glacier National Park. Entry point would be St. Mary. St. Mary is the gateway to the east of Glacier National Park, east entrance. And from there, of course, I'm gonna try and head over going to the Sun Road and down into Helena eventually over Logan Pass. So hopefully all goes as per plan. Fingers crossed.